I am here at Radar Festival with Normandie, who have been kind enough to take a moment with me just to talk about mental health, which is absolutely amazing. If people have been living under a rock and they don't know who you guys are, and this is their first exposure to Normandie, how would you describe your sound, your vibe, energy?
We've seen a lot of cool rock bands out there, so we decided let's not be that. Let's be just the normal ass, regular Swedish people playing rock music that our mothers like.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's heavy enough to bring in the heaviest of metalcore fans, hopefully. Okay. So yeah, just that's very bland cigarette of bad music. And average people.
You can't say
that's
that.
Yeah. No, we're having fun. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. We're trying to not be too rock and roll. We're just trying to be goofy Swedish people having fun on tour.
We are proper average Joes.
I'm so
we
average,
are.
Man.
Yeah, we are so average.
Nice. How would you summarize your sound and vibe in 3 emotions?
Oh, 3 emotions.
Yeah, this one stumps everyone. This.
I mean, the music speaks for a different thing. This is a lot of words, but like on stage we're happy. But I would probably say that the music is emotionally therapeutic.
I would say uplifting.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
self-reflective.
yeah, I was about to say something like that.
Reflective.
Self-reflective.
Okay, yeah, good. Is there a song, if you could choose one of your songs, that is kind of like therapy? What would you choose?
Hostage, I think. Yeah.
I have to be boring and say the same, actually.
Yeah.
That's
It's basically about this time that I had when I was 21, I guess, 22 maybe. And I had like this thing called depersonalization, DP.
Yes.
That I had an episode of like a year or so and a lot of panic attacks. So that song, especially like the pre-chorus, is about counting down from 10 and like thinking about your breathing and whatever. And then the chorus is about my mind taking me hostage and like all of that stuff. So the song is definitely just about that period and how I get out of it and whatnot. So.
Yeah.
Or how to live with it.
Depersonalization is
That's
so
heavy.
tricky to
That
deal
is
with.
really tricky.
Yeah.
When you look yourself in the mirror and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not really connecting right now.
Yeah.
It's like the server is searching for a host. And I'm
Yeah.
like, not me.
We're at like, who am I right now?
Yeah.
And it's so existential,
And
right?
it's more than 10 years ago, so I can really look back and be like, that was fucked. Yeah.
Wow. But I guess a lot of people watching might relate to that or kind of find comfort in that. So
It's probably easier to follow or like fall into that pattern today when everything is so much more online than it was at the time, because I still did a lot of things in real life, but today you can just get thrown into social media and whatever online that you're doing, and you're kind of disconnecting from the physical world more than ever, I think. And that's when you sort of like, you have this online personality, maybe you're playing the games, maybe you have this profile or this what, and then you look yourself in the mirror after playing games for 15 hours straight, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I have a host, so to speak. Like I am also this person and this body. So I think maybe it's easier to feel like everything is surreal, and you're looking at so much suffering, you're looking at things that are happening on the other side of the world, and all of a sudden you're like forgetting not where you live and who you are, but it becomes more about everything at the same time. It's like a flooding of information. So I think it's very easy to get lost today.
yeah, and get
Probably
overwhelmed.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and overwhelmed. And like you're not supposed to take in all of that suffering as a human being. You're supposed to have your tribe and whatever, all that talk. But yeah, it's really, really tough, I think, for people today to be like, stepping back and be like, not take in all of the stuff that's going on in the world and whatever.
So I guess my next question is then, how do you deal with that?
I don't know. It's disconnecting is like the toughest and also probably the most egoistic thing you can do, but nobody's going to be of any benefit if they're forced disconnected from themselves like I was for a year. I couldn't help anybody else because I was at a point where I couldn't even help myself. So I think at the end of the day you need to disconnect and sort of like make sure that you're on a spot where you can help others. Otherwise it's all for nothing. If we were all walking around being like in distress, nobody's going to be able to take care of anybody else around them.
I'm so glad you said that, because I think there's this idea that it's selfish to take care of yourself and kind of take time for you, but actually it's not, because if you're not in the right headspace, how can you then be there for other people and kind of, be that support to others? So it's not selfish. It's quite the opposite.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I love that. And I guess I was also wondering, all of the things that come along with being an artist, like touring, writing new material, kind of how that all, it must get quite intense at times.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. The post-tour blues is really a thing. That's when I feel like I don't really know who I am, because it's like, okay, I have this lifestyle on tour, and then I love my lifestyle at home really much, but it's such a big contrast. So when it goes from touring 2 months like we did in America and then go straight home, no touring for 2 months, it's like two different lives that needs to be connected. And that's the most intense part for me, because I can handle the no sleep thingy on tour and stuff until I come home. Then it hits me so much.
But it's kind of cheating also, playing a show every night and getting that dopamine high. Like, we wrote an album called Dopamine, not based on playing shows, but it was very surreal to do that album, get out touring, and then feel like, oh shit, yeah, this is the high that we're talking about, and we're getting it every single night. And then we go home to a country like Sweden, which is like one of the most calm country. Even the capital is like less busy than Leeds, you know what I mean? Like, it's so chill. And I live slightly outside of Stockholm, so it's even calmer and like quieter. So it's like getting from that dopamine hit of, I guess, like 1,000 people screaming your lyrics, and then you go home and like the duties and whatever you're gonna do. Like, I have a kid as well, so it's like, I know.
It was worse actually when I used to have this, 9 to 5 office job, and that was when I like, oh, I can't come from a tour and then the next day I sit at the office doing stuff I'm really not a fan of maybe. So that's when I realized I need to change something to get closer to, because I feel like myself when I'm on tour. And I also feel like myself if I'm home for a long period of time. But I had to change something on my home situation to get my two parts together. And that was a struggle. It was, but I solved it, I think. I'm really happy about the situation now.
That's one of the things that I've been... That's one of the things that I've taught after this summer run that we did. I kind of realized that what you said, like when you're on tour, you are the most yourself because you have so much free time and you need to be able to spend it alone, or maybe you tag along with some friends on the tour to do something. But there's so much time for you to take responsibility and take your own decisions. When you're at home, I have family, I have a daughter, I have a job of some sorts, and you have a job, and you have so much shit that you need to do. But on tour, you're sound checking, and then you have 10 hours to kill. And that's when you really, understand, like, who am I? What do I like? What do I want to eat? What do I want to do in the city? Am I just going to sit? Like, you're fully your own responsibility. Like, if you're going to get stuck in your own thoughts, or if you're going to go out and just take a walk, because you need to take a walk, but you don't always do it. Yeah, so it's all of that. So when you get home back to the responsibilities, it can kind of be refreshing to not having to take every single decision based on what you should do or whatever. You just do it because you have to, you know what I mean? Like, you need to clock in, you need to do that stuff, and it's kind of nice.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. And someone else has talked about that, there's a lot of time to kill on tour sometimes, and kind of getting used to spending time on your own and like being comfortable with spending time alone is quite important.
Oh, for sure. There's things you could do. You could scroll for 8 hours. There's no issue with that. You could scroll for 8 hours, no problem. Yeah. But it doesn't get better after 4 weeks.
We have been better, like lately, to have our own time, because we used to like do everything together. If we went to a restaurant, we did it together, and we just spent time together all the time, every single second of the day. So we have like realized that we maybe need some time alone to just go for a stroll or go to a store you want to visit. You don't have to ask everyone if they want to join, and I think it's super important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually. Yeah.
So I have a bit of a quick fire round for you now. Which is scarier, stage fright or sharing your emotions?
I don't really get stage fright.
You don't get stage
Yeah,
so
but
sharing
it's-
your emotions then?
No, but when I had stage fright, it was the worst feeling. Like you're gonna shit yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not a nice feeling.
But it sounds like it's got better with time though, right? So
It's got better
it says
with
you used to had it.
practice. I mean, I think every single experience you can have in this world can become numbing after a while. Like if you're standing in front of 60,000 people every night for a full tour, the last show is gonna be easy.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. We keep doing the same thing in every single, like tonight is the biggest indoor show we've done in the UK. But I'm not really nervous because we've done the similar size in Germany. And apart from that, we've done a festival that I think went well there. You know, I mean, like I can make the connections, but if somebody threw us into like an O2 arena right now, of course I would maybe get nervous, you know what I mean? So right now we're just building at a pace that feels very natural and
Ooh, I
good for
love
us, you know what I mean?
this.
So it's like just a tiny bit more scary, but nothing that got, I don't know.
Oh, this is
makes
perfect.
sound-
This is a perfect conversation for therapy because that sounds a lot like kind of exposure. You know, like finding the next thing, the next step for you. That's
Yeah.
like a little bit of a challenge, but not too much of a challenge. And the more you repeat it and the more you do it,
For
the
sure.
more it gets easier.
Yeah, and also rehearsing is good.
Oh yeah.
We started rehearsing a couple of years ago. Before that, was just going.
Would you say the same? I think you were going to say something.
Sharing emotions is tougher, I would say. It's something I've been a lot better at since I met my girlfriend 5 years ago. Actually, because she shares emotions a lot, and I grew up with not so many emotions talking around in the family and stuff. So it's been way better lately, and it's such a blessing to get to learn that.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing that. Last quick fire round. A song that struck a chord with you, a hit emotional. The last song that you...
Of somebody else.
Somebody else, yeah.
I have a favorite that I keep going back to every time I feel like I'm anxious or getting close to a panic attack. A song that I have with me for a lot of years is Still Feel It All by Mauro, a Portuguese girl. That song is like about dealing with loss, but it can be loss in a relationship, loss from yourself, or loss with a person that you loved. But it's like that, and how years pass and how wounds heal, you know.
Yeah, love that, love that.
I'm gonna go for a song we have listened to for like 15 years called "Just Another Dream" by Stick Figure.
That's also a good one.
It's my go-to song when I just wanna get some relief on the brain after a tough day or something. It hits me in a very good way. Can't explain it really. It's just a feel-good reggae electronic song. Yeah.
It's like a hug.
Yeah, it is like a hug. Yeah.
Finally, if anybody watching this is struggling with their mental health at all, what would you say to them?
Talk to the closest you have. Like
Yeah,
that's-
talk about it. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. To the closest, to your friends, to your family. No one's gonna judge you whatsoever. They are gonna help you. So give it a try.
The thing that got me through panic attacks was like it will blow over. Like every attack will have a peak, and just look for that peak. And when you feel like it's going down from that peak, be thankful that it's going away.
Nothing lasts forever,
So
right?
I think like the faster I could then find the peak of the feeling, I could then enjoy the ride down and be thankful that it was over. And then it was quicker and quicker and quicker. Yeah, it's like breathing work, but yeah.
Thank you. And lastly, have you got anything that you would like to promote?
We have new music coming out very soon. We're not talking about it, but
Ooh,
that's what it is.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're just happy to be here, happy to play.
Yes, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for having this conversation with me.
Absolutely.
It's really important, and I'm sure a lot of people will relate to what you've said. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Thank you.